We spoke to you over the last few weeks about the idea that you've gone up the stairs, you were on the landing, and you're getting ready to go up to the next set of stairs. And we talked last week about the idea that you can't point fingers anymore, meaning you can no longer say, that person did it to me, that person did it for me, that person did it, period. There's no more the option of saying that someone else creates in your life. Or something else creates in your life. Nothing can create in your life anymore. And every time you point your finger and decide you know, and decide it's going to be, and decide and decide and decide and decide, you're turning over the only power you have in this life, which is the power to create your reality using your free will to actually create in this life. And creating in this life is an opportunity for you to actually experience something magnificent. You can go right along living the victim mentality quite nicely, but if you actually want to experience the magnificence that's possible with the Homo sapiens moving into Homo spiritus paradigm, you have to stop looking at other people and other things as creators and start to recognize and acknowledge that you are the one. You're the one who put it there. Now, very, very, very important. You didn't put it there to cause you pain. You didn't put it there to confuse you. You didn't put it there to make it hard. So you end up recognizing, okay, God, I created it. However, it sucks. So what the fuck? Right? It's something like that. Right? You might not use that language, but it's basically that language. It's basically that attitude. It's basically, God damn, why? Why is it here? And it's not why, the tool that Elohim taught you. It's why, shit. That's not the tool. And that's what you guys do. And it's worse now. Because now we say you can't point fingers. So you can't escape any of it. You can't escape any of it. And all of it is presenting itself, and you're having the opportunity to say, oh my God, it's here, why? And what we'd like to talk with you primarily about tonight is that that is not the question to ask. That is not the question to ask. It is not, why is this here? It's, wow, this is here. Wow, I am an amazing creator. Wow, I have generated something really, really complex, complicated, interesting, fascinating, whatever word you like, whatever word applies. You can even say something fucked, we don't care. But it's not why, it's wow. That's the difference between pointing fingers and not. Because you have to shift out of the idea that you have to understand why it's there and instead say, it is here. Now, an example that might work is this. When you go to Disneyland and you ride around on the rides, you don't sit around going, why are the pirates and the Pirates of the Caribbean, right? You say, wow, I am transported into a completely new world here. What does this give me? What does this generate in me? What feelings am I having? Am I a little scared? Is it a little shocking? Is it a little surprising? Is it a little funny? Am I getting wet? Am I cold? What am I doing here? What is the experience I'm having in this wow? Now, you might get a little brainiac and say, why did they choose that color paint or something like that? But don't take the example so far that it ruins it. Stay with the truth of it, which is, when you find yourself in an experience, it's not, why is this here? It's, wow, look at my creation. And I'm going to acknowledge my creation. And last week we talked about the idea that if you wanted any of your creations repeated, and if you actually, hired a theater and hired extras and hired propped people and hired all these people to try to recreate an experience that you had, it would be a very large undertaking. Yet you can have a variety of experiences that are incredibly detailed, incredibly complex, incredibly full of stimulus and interest and coincidental sort of things. Not that they are coincidental, but these synchronicities. You can have these fabulously detailed experiences. And you don't have to do anything other than breathe. breathe into them, and they're there for you. You know, you'll go to a movie theater and watch a very complex movie that's been created for you for your entertainment, but you don't take your own creations out of that perspective. Like, wow, look at this fabulously detailed creation I have presented for myself, that I can explore, that I can roll around in, that I can feel wow about. So we'd like you to start experiencing your creations from that perspective, where instead of a why, you let yourself have a wow. And that doesn't mean it's not painful, but what it means is that when you're in it, you're not feeling pain because you feel like you're a victim. You're not feeling pain because you feel like you have no choices. You're not feeling pain because you feel stepped on. What you're feeling is, wow, this is just mind-blowing. This is just mind-blowing how detailed and in-depth and powerful it is that I have created this environment to explore. This is here for me to grow from. This is here for me to have an experience with. And it's amazing. We've talked to you in the past about how, you know, you have the right amount of oxygen, you have the right amount of water, the temperature's correct, all this yiddy-yaddy to be here on the planet. And even that is amazing, of course. But that you can be walking down the street in a town that you didn't expect to be in that day, but for some reason you had to drive up there and take care of something, and then you decided, oh, I'm a little thirsty, so you walk down the street and you're looking for a place to have coffee, and you run into someone, and oh my God, as it turns out, you went to grammar school together, and that person says, have you heard about so-and-so? And you say, what's going on with so-and-so? And then so-and-so is having some kind of adventure, and then you get caught up in their adventure, and the next thing you know, you've had an opportunity to transform some triggers and grow and compare you to you, and the next thing you know, you've had this like marvelous journey. That's the wow. Wow. Like, dang, I did that. And this is a point where you can start having that sense, not necessarily of pride, but of, wow, I did that. I did that for me. I did that for me. I created all of these complex interactions in order to have that for me. And that's the beauty that we'd love for you to start living. So the no more finger pointing thing, we know it can be kind of hard because you realize, oh my God, I point fingers every second of every day. But what you're pointing fingers at, you can start to have the wow of responsibility, the wow of creatorship, the wow of, yes, I did that. Yes, I did that. I did it for me. I did it for me so that I could have the experience that scenario offers me. And a lot of times we are going to add, and then we're going to go, that when a lot of times you can't actually realize your growth unless you're triggered again. So you get triggered, you get triggered, you get triggered, you do a lot of work on it, you have a little blank space where you just are in the post-work period, and then you get triggered again, and that gives you the chance to do compare me to me. So sometimes triggers, even though they're difficult, they come along perfectly timed to give you the opportunity to say, wow. And so wow is sort of the buzzword for tonight.